Friends, the story begins, and we see a boy named Oscar, who is 20 years old. At his age, where other boys and girls were chasing each other around, Oscar was quite different from them. He was very mature and influenced by French literature. Oscar was quite handsome and also spoke French. He studied in a boarding school, where all the girls liked him very much, and every girl wanted to be intimate with him. But Oscar had no interest in girls his age. In fact, he liked older women. Now, his school had a few days off for Thanksgiving, so Oscar starts going home by train with his friend John. But then a beautiful girl named Maria, who also studied at his school, comes to him. Maria also liked Oscar very much and wanted to be intimate with him, but Oscar refuses her right on the spot. Seeing this, his friend John says to him, "Bro, she was the most beautiful girl in the whole school. Boys were dying to be with her, and you just rejected her outright." Then Oscar says that he doesn't like young girls, but prefers older women, and he enjoys being intimate with them. No noise, no bloodshed. He says he loves a woman deeply, and during these holidays, he will be intimate with her. After this, Oscar gets off the train, takes a taxi with John, and then they go to their respective homes. When Oscar reaches home, his father is very happy to see him. Actually, a few years ago, his mother had passed away, and then his father married a woman named Eve so that she could take care of Oscar. Oscar's father is a university professor and also a heart specialist, a cardiologist. At night, Oscar's father throws a party at home out of happiness. Many guests have come. During this, Oscar's father introduces him to a girl his age, Lily, so that Oscar could play a bloody game with her that night. But Oscar has no interest in her and just keeps staring at his stepmother, Eve. In fact, the woman Oscar had been telling John about was none other than Eve herself. Eve is an independent, mature, and very beautiful woman. When Oscar's mother had died, it was Eve who had taken care of him, and during that time, Oscar fell in love with her. But later, Oscar went to boarding school. Even now, he has not been able to forget Eve. Oscar knew that what he was doing was wrong, but still, he followed his heart because he felt Eve was a perfect woman, the kind he had always wanted. But Eve had no idea that Oscar wanted to spend the night with her. Now, Oscar tries to tell Eve the truth. He keeps beating around the bush, saying that he wants to sleep with her. But Eve thinks he is just joking, so she ignores him. Meanwhile, at the party, Oscar meets Eve's best friend, Diana. Diana is also a self-independent girl and likes to live freely. Later, Oscar's father asks him to drop Lily home, explaining that this is a perfect opportunity and he can do whatever he wants with her. But Oscar refuses, on his father's insistence. He agrees to take Lily home. Outside, Lily tells him she wants to be intimate with him, but Oscar says that they are very different and he doesn't like bloodshed, so he cannot be intimate with her. He puts Lily in a taxi and sends her home. Oscar still cannot confess his feelings to Eve, which makes him very sad. To forget his sorrow, he wants to go drink at a bar, but he is underage. So he enters a bar with a fake ID and starts drinking. He drinks excessively and stumbles out of the bar, wandering drunk on the street where he bumps into Diana. She sees that Oscar is very drunk, and if he goes home like this, his father will be very angry. So Diana takes him straight to her apartment. Oscar, exhausted, lies down on the bed. Diana asks him if he needs a massage, then removes his clothes and starts giving him a massage. Oscar, already aroused, loses control seeing Diana. Diana also wants to be intimate with Oscar, and they start being intimate. The next morning, Oscar wakes up and sees Diana sleeping next to him. He feels terrible, thinking he has made a huge mistake. He quietly dresses and tries to leave, but then sees Diana's boyfriend, Bob, in another room. Oscar panics, but Bob thinks Oscar came for a massage since Diana works as a masseuse. Diana arrives and tells Bob that Oscar is her client. When Oscar returns home, his father asks him if he scored with Lily last night. Oscar says yes. Her pink body turned completely red, but he still didn't stop. Then he asks, "Where is Eve?" His father says she went to work. Oscar becomes restless because now he can't hide his feelings from Eve. He looks for an opportunity to talk to her and confess that he is longing to be intimate with her. He plans to surprise Eve by taking lunch to her office so he can talk to her. He quickly packs lunch, which makes his father very happy, saying, "My son is so good," taking food for his stepmother. Little did he know the truth. Oscar reaches Eve's clinic where she is working. She is very happy to see him and thinks how good her stepson is. Oscar starts asking her questions about love, asking why love is symbolized by the heart when it could also be symbolized by the kidney. Eve laughs. As they are talking, Eve receives a call from Diana. After talking, Eve tells Oscar that there's a dinner party at Diana's house that evening, and both Oscar and his father will go. Oscar panics, fearing Diana might reveal their intimacy. He rushes to Diana's house to talk to her, but finds she isn't there. Bob tells him Diana went to a restaurant with friends. Oscar goes to the restaurant, where Diana is having coffee with her friends. He tries to talk to her, but her friends invite him to join them. After talking with Oscar, Diana's friends are very impressed, and one girl even flirts with him. Later, when Diana's friends leave, Oscar tells Diana to forget what happened between them last night and not tell anyone, especially Eve. Diana assures him it will remain a secret, but says she would like it to happen again because she has never seen anyone with Oscar's stamina. He satisfied her for 2 hours. Oscar refuses and leaves. Now poor Oscar is trapped and must find a way to escape Diana's pursuit. He goes to his friend John's house and tells him everything. The woman he loves is Eve. John is shocked. Oscar also tells him that he became intimate with Diana while drunk last night, but now she is after him. John tells him this is wrong and that he should forget Eve, but Oscar doesn't listen, saying he doesn't see her as a stepmother but as a girlfriend. Oscar gets ready and goes to a restaurant with his family and Diana for dinner. Diana drinks a lot and starts flirting with Oscar in French, saying she wants to be intimate with him again tonight. Eve and Oscar's father don't understand French, so they are clueless. Oscar warns Diana not to drink more or talk like that, but she ignores him. Oscar is now afraid that Diana might reveal everything. Oscar tries to prevent Diana from revealing that they have been intimate. He tries to hush her, but his behavior seems very strange to his father and Eve. When Diana goes to the bathroom, Oscar follows her and tells her that what she is doing is wrong. But then Diana starts forcing herself on Oscar. Meanwhile, Oscar's father sees them together, and when they come back, he asks if they are hiding something from him. Diana says that they love each other, which shocks Oscar's father and Eve. They say that it cannot be and that the relationship is wrong. They mention the age difference and say that they would never make Diana their daughter-in-law. Later that night, while Oscar's father is working, Eve comes to him wanting to be intimate, but he refuses, saying he is working. Angered, Eve leaves. Oscar secretly watches all of this. The next day, Diana meets Eve, and Eve tells her that she shouldn't have done all that with Oscar because he is much younger. But Diana says she finds Oscar very attractive, and his behavior and way of speaking are like a true gentleman. She says that if she were in someone else's place, she would have done the same, and maybe Eve would have too. Afterwards, Oscar and Eve go to play tennis, but Oscar gets hit on the head with a tennis ball, so they return home. Then Eve asks him why he did all that with Diana. Oscar says he only slept with her once and nothing else happened. He was very drunk and thought it was Eve, so he slept with Diana by mistake. Then he confesses to Eve, saying he loves her deeply. Eve is surprised and explains that at his age, he should focus on his studies and not confuse love with attraction. She tells him that what he feels is just lust, not love, and he still has much to learn from life experiences to understand what true love is. Oscar listens to her, and instead of feeling disappointed, he begins to understand himself. He realizes that his feelings were just attraction toward Eve. He tries to forget Eve and distances himself from Diana. At first, he thought sleeping with Diana was just a mistake, but then he understands that mistakes turn into experience. Oscar had no one to guide him or teach him right from wrong. Diana, on the other hand, only wanted to use him because of his stamina, leaving him caught up in all this. After a few days, Oscar's holidays end, and his father and Eve take him to the railway station. When his father goes to buy tickets, Oscar apologizes to Eve, saying he was carried away by his emotions. Eve forgives him, seeing him as a child. He boards a train and sits with his friend John. On the train, he meets Maria, the girl who likes him very much. She says that if they don't find something good, something new will surely come. Oscar smiles, and with that, the story ends.